Okay, what's up? Fake News here, coming in with another guide for Allods Online, and this time I will talk about Allods Cash Shop. Basically all my tips and tricks for how you can save money, like real life money on Allods, but also what you should focus, like if you farm gold, which items should you focus on getting and which items aren't as important. I think there's a lot of improvement for everyone here, so I hope you guys will enjoy. So, how to spend your boutique crystals in general. So, what you always should be doing is you should always top up with a 30% boost. So, is this boost million sale, or it can also be like just a 30% boost, but then it's only on the 100 euro top up option. This is really good. And also you should be taking advantage of the Wheel of Fortune. It's like a mini game where you like roll and you have RNG, but you can get some good premium crystal bonus on your purchase as well. I think my max was like 200% or 250%, but keep in mind the bonus only applies to 2k, so you can only buy 2k with the bonus. But if you're lucky, this one is good as well. And if you're super lucky, you have both the sales at the same time, and then you top up and you can save a lot of money. Okay. So next tip about how to spend your BC, try to avoid the auction house. And what I mean about avoiding the auction house is not that you should never use it, it's really useful. But if you can see here, like this is the front page of the auction house today. I just screenshot this, and as you can see, the prices are like ridiculously high. And I made the mistake myself buying stuff really overpriced from the auction house. So if you're a new player, you should typically avoid it. What you can do to get some pretty good deals is to check the duration icon here. Then you can see the auctions that have been recently posted, and maybe you can be very lucky if you keep track of the prices. But most of the time you will lose a lot of money by buying stuff from the auction house. You should rather buy from other players. Try to avoid converting BC into gold, because you lose a lot of gold by converting basically. So if you're going to trade with somebody, buy the item with BC, boutique crystals, instead of gold. This one is pretty huge, and I cannot emphasize how important this is. Never open strong boxes if you are on a budget. There are very few people in this game who actually make money by opening strong boxes, and if they do, they have their secret methods I don't even know about. So I try to never open strong boxes, only buy from other players. Buy items only when a sale is on. So let's say it's a ruby sale, the ruby strongbox. That's when you want to buy your 5th page. If there's no sale and you don't have the item you want, be patient. Like, I promise you, the item can be off for like half the price if you wait for a sale. And then also, when the sale is on, if you wait until like the 2nd or the 3rd day of the sale, you typically get the items even cheaper. So don't be tempted to buy the item at once. Just wait 1 day or 2 days, and you'll see that the market is starting to flood with the items you want, and people will start dropping the prices. And also another tip, if you see a person selling like so many different things, like a lot of the best cash shop, he will probably sell it for a bit overpriced. And the best deals you often get from in guild, or from a friend, or from a guy only selling one item, because then he only wants to sell that particular item. Maybe he opened strong boxes this sale and got maybe lucky and got 2 items. And that's when you strike and buy it. Right. So there's so many cash shop items in Allods. It can be very confusing to know which are good and which items can you like skip. And it depends on your playstyle. If you want to be like one of the best PvPers, then it's gonna be really hard if you don't have the cash shop required. But for PvE, you don't need everything to be successful. And the list I have here, I don't have everything. There's only some of the items I think you should get. So the first one, highest priority, is to get your Patronage 5. It's about 18% damage increase. It's not 50%, like a lot of people think. Same applies to runes. The damage increase isn't as great as you think. However, like 10k BC for Pat 5 is like a must-have. And then on second spot we have the Apocrypha. It's just very important to have those 60 stats. And in general, all like high tier cash up items have decayed in price. So like a good price here would be around 5k. But all these prices I've listed are not like, I'm only guessing here, you know, so it's not final, but around this price, a bit higher, a bit lower. This applies to all the prices I've listed. So the third priority, and that's the Vial of Life. Because it's so important to be able to respec your stats from, let's say, PvP stats, where you generally run more brutality and proficiency, into determination for PvE. So this one is pretty cheap and will improve your gameplay by tons. Then we have the 5th page, 2 more rubies. It's important to get an optimal build. And then the Fable earring slot. In Allods you have to get a cash shop item to get the best earring. Or be able to wear the best earring is the right term. And this one about 4k, I would say is a good and fair price. And then we just had a sale when I made this video. Now we can get permanent legendary tiers. And a good price I would say is 2.5k ABC. And this one will improve your tier skills by tons, so it's a really strong item. So that's like the base I would have if you want to be like a bit serious PvE player in Allods. But to be honest, you don't really need a lot of cash up to enjoy the game in PvE. But if you want to do like heroics and stuff, you should probably look into getting this eventually. So for PvP, and here as well, if you want to be one of the best PvPers, I would advise you to try to get most of the things. But these are like the necessary ones, except the Carnifex. But a top priority is the Conclave. You need to get more tanky and get those 60 def stats. It's pretty huge. And then we, in second spot, we have the Vial of Death. For PvP, I have so many different builds for each class, so you will never be able to sustain yourself with only a normal Watch of Death. So you need the Vial with unlimited respecs. And then on third spot we have the Scroll of the Brutal Wizard. It's the trinket, the Fable trinket. It's really strong. Gives you, I think it's 300 proficiency, or 350. And also increase your vitality. And it has only a 1 minute cooldown, so it's really strong. It also increases your rage. And let's say the lowest priority of the Martyr scrolls is this one. But if you want to be like really competitive in PvP, you need the 3-second CC immune every time you use your anti-CC. Speaking of the martyr abilities, you should get rank 2 of the Lithuania and rank 2 of the healing, Abiding Light. Rank 3 Abiding Light is really strong because then you get the damage reduction. And also you need an upgraded version of the anti-CC so it gets to only 1 minute cooldown. The energy regen, the rank 3 one I believe, is not really worth. It's pretty bad for most classes. So if you are to skip one of the martyr scrolls, you should skip the third one. Then Carnifex is honestly, you don't need it for being competitive in PvP. It's just there, and you get more willpower if you get a kill streak. But it's only useful for BGs. But it's pretty sick though. Makes you, in my opinion, makes Allods PvP really enjoyable. Having the execution. Alright. So next one, upgrading runes. So the best way to upgrade runes until this day is by doing prophetic cards. I did all my runes from like 11s and 10s with to 13s with the prophetic cards. And you open the cards one by one, always open them one by one. What I mean about that is you basically press the search and you click open one, and then next card, search, open one. It is possible to apply key binding, so your next card can be assigned to a key binding, so it makes the opening faster. Alright, so when you open prophetic cards, you'll normally get like, for 1 BC spent on prophetic cards, you get 4 to 5 crystal chips. So the ratio is just insane. Getting runes now is easier than ever. And you also get like so much other stuff, useful stuff like elixirs, and you get PvP food, you get inventory expansion. It's just no reason why you shouldn't be spending BC on prophetic cards. It's so good. It takes a lot of time to open, but once you reach 3k points, you unlock an auto-open feature, so then the game can just open cards for you and you go to sleep, and the next day you have a lot of crystal chips. When you're making your runes, make sure to always do like this. So you drag your slider to -4, so you spend more gold dust than crystal chips, because gold dust is cheaper now, and you also get a lot of gold dust from opening prophetic cards. I advise you to use a rune calculator to like calculate how much crystal chips you need to upgrade your runes to what you want. I will link a good rune calc in the description of the video. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna talk about is useful temporary items. So Allods basically has a lot of temporary items, which is kind of sad. It makes you, it forces you to pay even more money if you wanna have everything. They expire, which sucks. But it is what it is, so the most useful temporary item for me is maybe Carnifex Doctrine, at least in PvP. So what it does, when you get a kill, you get these huge wings, which are cool, but they give you damage reduction, and also dispel you, like dispel any harmful effect you have, so it's really good for PvP, at least in BGs. But this one is the most important one. If you're only gonna get one temporary item, you should get the Seal of Perfection, and also the defensive stat one. Conclave, I don't remember the name. Basically you get 45 stats, and you see the prices for the temporary items are of course much cheaper. And 45 stats for 1 KBC is pretty huge. This one though is really important, and it lasts for 1 year. It buffs your trinket, so you get reduced cast time and also healing with your trinket proc, which is super OP. You need to get this one. So these two are like the most important. Okay, then you have the Seal of the Great Mage. One more ruby, it's pretty decent. And then if you have some BC and you want an even better game experience with Allods, me personally, the core storages are like really important for me to enjoy Allods, because I love to play more classes and explore more classes. And even if you want to be very competitive, you have to play certain classes for certain activities in the game. So you can buy one core storage and choose which class you want to get, and you can switch between class you choose and your previous class an unlimited amount of times. If you get 5 core storages and use an item on them, it can be any core storage, any Fable core storage. You get the Omnicore, which allows you to change to any class with 10-minute cooldown. So that's it, guys, for the cash shop tips and guide. I know I didn't include the talent scroll, the talents, but in my opinion it's important, but it's not the end of the world if you lack some talents. Both the temporary item and the Fable talent, but I would say that's the same price as around 5k, I would say, for the Fable talent scroll. Alright, that's it. Hope you learned something and find the guide useful. And hopefully if you are about to top up your account or you're farming, now you know where you should spend your BC to become more powerful. Alright, subscribe for more, guys. See ya.